We will now continue with Luke Connolly. He is a partner manager at Emsisoft, and he's going to introduce you to our new endpoint security solution. We have Davlat Aminov as well, who is Director of Sales and Business Development at Emsisoft, and he will dedicate his time to answering your questions in the Q&A section in the meantime. So please feel free to send in your questions, and Luke, the stage is yours.
Thank you, Isabel. Just sharing my screen now. So hello and welcome to our presentation about Emsisoft. My name is Luke Connolly and I'm with Emsisoft's partner success team. What I'd like to do very briefly today is give you an idea of some of our product's key differentiators and how we can help your business and your customers. Just a reminder that if you do ask questions in the Q&A section while I'm presenting, you may see Davlat from our team typing the response. Emsisoft has been around for just about 20 years now. The company was founded in Austria in 2003 and moved to New Zealand in 2014. We're a product-focused company and our primary objectives are product quality and ethical business practices. In terms of product quality, you'll see this in the presentation. We have core functionality that's focused on providing very effective endpoint protection, and that's used across all of our products. Regarding business practices, as one example, we place a high importance on customer privacy, so we minimize the collection and storage of user data. The enterprise level protection that we offer in all of our products benefits through continuous evolution, starting with anti-Trojan and antivirus capabilities through next generation AV with behavior analysis and EDR. All this to say that we strive to provide the best endpoint protection and to be the best possible vendor for MSPs. We have 3 products on offer with Atera: Emsisoft Anti-Malware Home, Emsisoft Business Security, and Emsisoft Enterprise Security. As I mentioned earlier, they all use the same multi-layered protection and differ in their market-specific features. All 3 products also have the same endpoint UI, so from a management perspective, it's very easy to switch between the 3. Our protection leverages both endpoint and cloud components, any of which can trigger detections. The endpoint protection itself provides multiple defensive layers: web and browser protection for internet activity, a traditional signature engine, and behavior analysis to detect malicious patterns that may represent a zero-day exploit. Our cloud component specifically looks for activity indicative of attack MITRE attack TPs using temporal analysis of events to identify the initial entry of threats. Of course, the TTPs are tactics, techniques, and procedures. All of this with an objective of making great protection accessible. And while we're looking at the endpoint UI, one area of functionality I'd like to touch on is our ability to co-brand and customize it using our management console. By default, at the top of the endpoint, the interface has Emsisoft branding, and at the bottom, there's a security news section. With our management console, you can change the UI to have your own logo and branding, as well as your own message at the bottom. And ultimately, as an MSP, once you have a customer, it helps to be able to maintain a level of awareness with that customer, and co-branding allows you to reinforce the value of your relationship, as well as the value of the service that you're providing. Of primary interest to MSPs is our cloud-based management console. And this provides a single interface to configure and manage protection for all of your customers. The overall design philosophy we have with our products is to only present relevant and useful information. While the management console obviously has a lot of features and functionality, I'll highlight and touch on just a couple of things today. It goes without saying that with multiple layers of protection, monitoring for known as well as unknown threats, there are a lot of options that can be configured across a company as a whole, as well as for individual endpoints. The Emsisoft Management Console allows you to prepare policy templates, which are used to make configurations and exclusions simple and repeatable. And when a configuration is applied to a customer through a policy template, those changes are pushed out to endpoints in near real time. So we're talking in the order of seconds for changes to be propagated to all of the endpoints across your entire network. This is particularly important if you want to blacklist an application and you need the changes to be applied as quickly as possible. In terms of EDR functionality, there's a fair bit of marketing fog around EDR, so it may be worthwhile to start with a definition. Endpoint detection and response is a system to gather and analyze threat-related information from endpoints in order to find security breaches as they happen and facilitate a quick response. And one of our newest features is EDR, and with it, we provide your team with detailed information and analysis capabilities to help identify and remediate potential threats as I just described. Our EDR functionality has two main panels in our management console, the incidents panel and the threat hunting panel. The incidents panel we see here allows you to do a deep dive into specific threats, potential threats, to gather more information and to determine whether they're malicious or benign. You can see the execution timeline I mentioned earlier, and that captures related processes and artifacts such as registry entries and files which may have been affected. We provide links to specific MITRE ATT&CK TTPs, which the activity most closely represents. MITRE ATT&CK is an open framework of known bad guy behavior, and it helps to develop an effective, it can be used to help develop an effective defense strategy, and this is why we used it and referenced it in our product. While investigating an incident, the panel also allows you to specify its status. So whether it's under investigation, confirmed malicious or benign, and to assign the incident to an individual within your NOC for follow-up. You can also perform remediation with a single click to blacklist and quarantine a file or to whitelist a specific file. And in the most egregious cases, you can also isolate the endpoint to allow you to continue the investigation while eliminating the threat of lateral movement, exfiltration, or command and control communications. Once isolated, the only communication that the endpoint is capable of is with our management console. The second part of our EDR capabilities is our threat hunting panel. And this is a very versatile and extremely powerful tool that's based on OS Query, which is an open source framework that allows you to perform SQL-like queries of endpoint operating system status and configurations. So it allows you from one page to search across any or all of your endpoints to look for specific indicators of compromise. With the insights from the incidents panel, our threat hunting panel allows you to actively look for potential threats across your entire network from a single interface. The threat hunting panel comes with almost 36 queries out of the box, and you can construct and save your own, of course, to extend that list. And with Emsisoft, this functionality is a standard part of our enterprise offering, so it's available at no incremental cost. In summary, we're very excited about our new partnership with Atera, and I'd like to leave you with 3 points highlighting why you should look to Emsisoft for your endpoint protection. First of all, we offer strong enterprise-level solutions with multiple layers of protection, including behavior analysis and endpoint detection and response. Secondly, our cloud-based management console is easy to use and designed specifically for MSPs, such as yourselves, to use in your day-to-day operations. And finally, our products are priced very competitively, helping to make a positive impact on your bottom line while protecting your customers. And with that, I'd like to thank you very much for your time today and your interest in Emsisoft. And Q&A, let me look at the Q&A. So one question is, what countries do we operate in? So Emsisoft operates in any country that's not currently sanctioned by the US, and there are just licensing issues, obviously, that prevent us from doing that. Can you prevent an end user from changing settings? Yeah, that's a good question. So there are 2 ways that you can do that. The endpoint, in the endpoint settings in a policy template, you can set an administrative password, and then any endpoint changes can't be accomplished without someone entering that administrative password. The other way is with security management, which is a configuration on our platform that can be set to remote only. And in that setting, users don't have any access to the configuration options. They just see the status of their protection, and they have no configuration capability. And how do you always stay on top of detection events? So events happening on the endpoints are reported to our console in near real time. So, but also there are times when you're not at your workstation, at your PC. And my Emsisoft is our management console is mobile friendly, so you can have it as an application, progressive web app on your mobile device. And in addition to that, you can specify notifications by event. So whatever events you want to be sent to your email address, for example, you can specify that and configure that, or have them sent to an external system. In terms of platforms, we're currently PC only, although we're constantly evaluating the marketplace, and we do realize that Macs represent currently over 20% of the desktops. So with that, I will let you draw your own conclusions, but I can't answer specifically.
Just to add to that is that we're currently working on the Mac project as well. So down the line, hopefully will be the Mac version as well. There are a couple of other questions that I can quickly answer. Is one is that do we offer free trial period per customer? Yes, we offer a free trial as well for every customer. Each of your customers can try Emsisoft for free of charge for 30 days. And then is there an installer that would potentially remove any previous antivirus software? Unfortunately, we don't have that. We don't have a feature that would uninstall your existing antivirus and endpoints.
I'll just add to the 30-day trial as well, Davlat. All of our MSP partners get not for resale NFR versions of our product for their own use in their operations.
Yeah, that option we have as well.
Are there functional limitations between the mobile app and the desktop app? No. So the desktop app is actually a web page, and the mobile app is a progressive web app implementation of the same web page. So it's exactly the same thing.
Another question is, what's the difference between your business security offering and the enterprise offering? The major difference is that, for example, the enterprise supports Active Directory. That feature is available in the enterprise, but it's more about the EDR. We have the lighter version of EDR in the business edition, where you have the incidents, but the active threat hunting is available in the enterprise edition.
So do we provide or work with a SOC or provide any integration with one? We're not currently aligned with any specific SOC, but that's something that we're constantly evaluating. SOC being obviously Security Operations Center.
Do we compare with likes of Huntress? Well, we haven't done one-on-one comparison, but as far as I know, Huntress doesn't have their own AD antivirus solution. They use the Windows Defender integration. I think they offer some kind of active EDR functionality, but I'm not sure about it. So, I think Emsisoft is full security software that differs much with the Huntress.
Okay, that was the last question. So thank you, Luke and Davlat, for this introduction to your solution. It was awesome, and I'm really glad to see your solution on our platform. So thanks again.